Hello everybody, Mega Crazy Hand here, and before we get into this I would like to know a few things. First off is, in 6th gen they nerfed the power of Blizzard, Thunder, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Surf, etc. Which is why in these coming battles, if Blizzard does not snag some KOs, it's because it's missing 10 base power. Anyways, for this session we have a OU Hail team. For battles, let's get into it. This first one is against the Master of Doors. His team being here on the bottom left, my team being there on the top right. I lead off with a Bomb Snow, he leads off with Skarmory, trying to get as many hazards as possible. I'm not too scared because I have Tentacruel, spin them away. After that he goes straight into Alakazam. I was not expecting a hidden power fire, which is what I think that was. I then go into Tentacruel, thinking that he can take a Side Shock, but instead he's carrying the Psychic. Which is not a thing I would have done. So, thinking that he's going to switch out, I go straight for the pursuit, knock him out anyways. He sends out Rotom Wash. I send in my own Alakazam. I take the hidden power, probably Fire. And that other hidden power was Fighting. Go for the Side Shock. And he gets a crit on the Hydro Pump. I probably would not have survived otherwise, as the Hail starts taking away his leftovers recovery. Go into Infinite, being Scarfed. I can go for that close combat, knowing that nothing can outspeed. And here I know that his Saw Splat cannot outspeed. It's a bluff. Probably there to counter Sun Team with its Chlorophyll. So I can just close combat down the rest of his team until inevitably he's gone. Of course, Kyurem Black can actually take it, being that Infinite has paper defenses anyways. Dragon Claw takes me out, I go straight to Scizor, and that'll be GG with that Bullet Punch. Good game. Hello everybody again, this is the second game in the series, and this is against Lupus Girl. My team is in the bottom left, her team is on the top right, which is a pure fighting team. Predicting the Side Shock very smartly, she goes into Scrafty, takes it, because it's immune, and I try to Focus Blast, but Focus Miss, of course, misses. Here I try to get as much damage off as possible with Blizzard, but it does less than half. And of course it has Bulk Up and Drain Punch, and you might already see how this battle is going. A long downhill spiral. So I have Infinite come in, use close combat, knowing that two separate ones of his pokes are weak to close combat. Thinking that this Tracheon might be Scarfed, I switch out, go to Tentacruel Spotter, and take the Earthquake. Then I go straight to Scizor, as he switches out into Infinite as I go for the Bullet Punch, which does a pretty good percentage actually. I like that. I switch out, I go to Mamoswine, because this is a thick fat Mamoswine, so that Flare Blitz actually hits for neutral damage. I was hoping Ice Shard would do more, I know, wishful thinking. But I was just kind of going off how much the Bullet Punch did, and I kind of forgot about Technician. Yeah. So I tried to close combat the Keldeo. Hydro Pump would have killed anyways, even without those defense drops. Now Scizor, my last hope. Bullet Punches him. Fails. But wait. Maybe there's still hope left. I don't know why he went into Archeon there, but he did. Which makes the game a 2-0. Seriously. Everything has Drain Punch. Okay. 2 more battles. Hello! We are back again. Let's do this. My team is top right. The other Honey Badger Willis' team is in the top left. He leads off with a Scyther, so I go for the Ice Crush, but he has a Skarmory on this team, which immediately roosts up as I go into a Abomasnow. And it goes for the Brave Bird. Notice that it does not have any leftovers. That is Life Orb damage. This is an offensive Skarmory, which you do not see every day. And I crossed my Abomasnow for not expecting it. Really, who would expect it though? I managed to get the burn off with Scald, so that Brave Bird has effectively been neutered, but I still want the Skarmory gone. So I'll just keep scalding it until it goes down. And now Blissey comes out, so I switch out. I go into Alakazam to try and Psyshock all my problems away. He goes into Gothitelle. Does a pretty good amount for a resisted hit, but the Wish gives it all back, so I go straight for the Shabble. Critical him down. Sorry for the hacks. He sends out Rhyperior next, and I manage to hit the Focus Blast this time. So I go into Mamoswine to take the Bug Bite, as there's this now shiny Scyther on the field. I still have Stealth Rock so that he'll be hindered if he ever tries to switch out. Knowing the Tentacruel should be able to take it, I switch into Tenta and start scalding away, trying desperately to get that burn, especially now that he's Sword Stance up. Here I was hoping for the crit. It didn't happen. But I wasn't thinking very well. I just kept going for Scald. Trust. There I get the crit. You know, when it doesn't really help me as much. But I just had to keep banking on getting that burn damage on it. And having it just destroy his attack stat. Instead he goes for the Aerial Ace and just takes out Tentacruel. So I go into Infinite knowing I'd be faster. And I go for that Flare Blitz. He sends out his Glade. And if I did not switch out there, I may have won. I may have. Because now he goes for the Bulk Up, and as I said before, every fighting type carries Drain Punch. That +2/+2, that's gonna hurt. Takes out Mamoswine, gives it back 29% of its health. I send in Alakazam hoping that I could outspeed. Instead he has Shadow Sneak. So I go into Scizor, I Bullet Punch away, and he Drain Punches for 87% of my health, giving him back 44%. And then he Shadow Sneaks to finish off Scizor. Now had I stayed in with Flare Blitz, that should have done 72% of his health. So I think I would have had a shot if I just stayed in, but GG. Good game. Hello everybody, we are back again, and let's start this up. I'm in the lower left corner, while Flaming Shot is in the upper right corner. This is a Hail versus Rain Reservoir, and let's see what happens. Well, we're both competing for momentum in the beginning. My Alakazam Psyshocks to try and destroy whatever is there. Ends up taking 2 hits. He sends out his Parasect, who I was scared of because of the Spore. Expecting him to Spore, I go for the Psyshock, only knock him down to half. And he returns the favor with a Cross Scissor. So I go into Abomasnow. I start Blizzing. And of course he counters by going into his Polito to get the rain back up. Then he goes into his Vaporeon, which does happen to be a Hydration Vaporeon. A little thing I forgot that Vaporeon can do during the battle. So I'm just trying to gig away at itself. And he rests up. And of course this turn he wakes up because of hydration. Not knowing what else I could really do to it, I could Tentacruel in before saying, you know what, I'm going to go to a Abomasnow so that he can't rest up again. And he gets his wish. He scalds me, gets the burn on me. Not that it matters, because the only physical move I run is Ice Shard, just so I can finish things off quickly. And he goes right into his Tentacruel, who he named Squidward. Hi Squidward, I like your nose. This kind of looks like Squidward. So I reckon that I think that probably the best thing that I could do against it is my own Tentacruel. I send out my own Tentacruel. And here he inadvertently helps me because I have Rain Dish. So now I have my kind of pseudo leftovers recovery each turn back. And I keep Tentacrueling because I figure, well, he's the one who's going to benefit most from this weather. And be able to take on Politoed pretty well. So that So he's just going to keep protecting here, and I know that eventually I'll be able to take him out. So I keep going for the Giga Drain. And go. So to stop that, I go back to Abomasnow. He uses the knockoff again, and I start Giga Draining away. All that damage. Of course, he starts getting up to toxic spikes, which I don't understand why, because I still have my Tentacruel around to reabsorb them. But, fine by me. So I'm just going to take out the Tentacruel here. I get hurt by burn damage again, unfortunately. He tries to wish up, but Giga Drain from Abomasnow is just too much. Too strong. He trusted nasty plot up, but I'm just like, I'm not intimidated. Let's spam. And at this point, it's pretty much over. All he has left is his Politoed, which cannot take a Giga Drain, even if he tries to protect up for his lefties. And really, the reason why I showed this battle is because you don't really see Hell dominate too much in OU. I just wanted to do a little bit of a picker upper before XY comes out and nerfed weather. So anyways, see you guys in the 6th gen.